everybody. You know, they always say save the best for last. Actually, where's Raha? Is Raha here? She's not here. She offered me the graveyard shift, which is perfect because today's Halloween, right? Okay, so some very, very interesting points actually picked up from coming to AIM Summit today. About 10 years ago, I was speaking in a room about Bitcoin mining. And I think it was me, Brock Pierce, and I was sitting up here, and there was literally probably about 15 people in the audience, but we would be speaking to each other, so we were only speaking to the other speakers. So it's amazing to see how far we've actually come, where now I'm in the audience and everybody else is talking about Bitcoin mining. So it just means that in 10 years, I'll be sitting in the audience again, and all the people that are talking about Bitcoin mining will be talking about DeFi. So that's kind of where I see the potential and the future, you know, kind of Web3. So today my talk is about unlocking the potential of Web3 through consumer DeFi, iGaming, and entertainment. So I've been in the crypto space, you know, pretty long time. 2013, bought my first Bitcoin for about $60, and you know, we've come a long way, you know, through 3 bull market cycles now. But I think it's very, very important today. Actually, even there was one talk earlier. It was really, really good. They were talking about Web3, and one of the moderators, the first thing he said was, you know, what is Web3? And a lot of people don't actually know what Web3 is. Well, I think it's important to start with the definition of what Web3 is. Web3 is the third version of the World Wide Web. Version 1, you had HTTP, very, very simple things such as email and online shopping, you know, Amazon.com. Version 2, you had Google, Facebook, social media, all of these things. And now Web3 is really just kind of an iteration of that. But now it's the decentralized web, which incorporates a lot of technologies that are built around blockchain and cryptocurrencies. But a big part of it is token and crypto-based economies, which obviously has a big, big impact on all of us here in the room, because it allows us to have a lot of freedom when it comes to dealing with our own financial freedom. And you know, what is DeFi? You kind of hear this, you know, term kind of thrown around a lot. So the first time I really heard of DeFi, I think, was kind of like 2017, 2018, when a company called Bancor, they did an ICO, which was really kind of trying to do peer-to-peer type transactions. Before then, everybody's focus was really, really on centralized exchange because the user experience was much better. But DeFi is essentially decentralized finance. And a big part of decentralized finance that people need to understand, it's really the number one core aspect is self-custody of your own tokens, which means no centralized exchanges are really, really involved. However, a protocol such as, you know, Life.com, which is the ones that, you know, we kind of invested in and created, it's kind of like centralized DeFi. So you still have some central authority that puts the infrastructure together, but ultimately the protocol doesn't have control of your tokens or your money. So DeFi, proper definition, self-custody experience of peer-to-peer financial transactions on public blockchains. So that's what DeFi is. So why crypto, right? Why not TradeFi? Why not banks? Well, 10 years ago, you know, I said the exact same thing. The first time I used Bitcoin, I saw the power of, wow, one day, this 24 hours a day, I can transfer value back and forth. You know, Bitcoin, blockchain is a protocol for transferring and storing value. It allows us freedom to transact 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What the banking system doesn't tell you is we're capable of transacting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if they transact on weekends, well, there's 2 days less that they're allowed to hold on to your money. So there's a whole system that's kind of out there that's designed to keep money in the banks. But what crypto does is ultimately gives us financial freedom. That's the number one thing. You know, how many of us now have issues with, hey, I deposit money into a bank and you have to fill out all these forms? And it's because of bad actors out there that it affects all of us. So what's nice about crypto is it gives people, everyone, the equal opportunity for true financial freedom. But centralized exchanges were really just kind of the first part of it. Once you get into DeFi and you fall in love with DeFi, you see the real power of holding on to your own money and not depending on someone else. But holding on to your own money, a lot of people are very, very scared because there's a technological challenge, you know. So Web3 and DeFi, there's a lot of challenges. You know, my background is software engineering. You know, I worked at Microsoft, Hewlett-Packard, a lot of tech companies, and for me, I like working on very, very difficult and hard problems to solve because they're what I call the blue ocean opportunities versus the red ocean. So for example, when I first started getting into Bitcoin, my big business was OTC. I was one of the very, very few people where you could buy $5 or $10 million worth of Bitcoin from. and not move the market. So that was a huge opportunity for me because you could make 2 to 3%, but now there's huge margin compression. Everybody that trades Bitcoin at OTC desks all day long, there's people just competing with volume. So the second there's competition, like what Peter Thiel said in 0 to 1, when there's a lot of competition into a market, you need to start moving into another market. So the stuff that we're working on, you'll probably see become more mainstream in the next 2 to 3 years or in the bull market cycle. So that's a lot of the stuff here. Some of the people may not have actually seen kind of how it works, but this is what's coming. So I'm very, very happy to help present it here. But Web3 and DeFi, what are some of the challenges? The big challenges that we've identified is that first, DeFi is actually very, very difficult to use. There's no good experience. And I mean, summer of 2020 after COVID was really, really the summer of DeFi. You know, people would be investing in tokens called sushi and kimchi and noodle and making, you know, 10, 20, 100 times their money in like 24 hours. But then there's rug pulls and scams. So it's kind of like the wild, wild west. So imagine this. Imagine technology. Investing in a company like Google and Facebook is risky. Investing in crypto is even riskier, like Bitcoin. Then when you talk about DeFi, it's even more risky than that. So the stuff we do, full disclosure, is the most risky stuff you can do, but it's technology. It's thinking forward. But it's also got the potential for the biggest returns. One of the venture guys in here, I think he was with Curiosity Capital, says he's interested in 1,000x returns. So if you're interested in like a 5 or 10x return, Bitcoin's great for that for the next 10 years. But if you're interested in something that's 100 times your money, 200 times your money, potentially 1,000 times, you need to be looking into the DeFi space because this is where the real innovation is right now. Thank you. Applause for the end, please. Okay, so things that are hard and difficult that nobody understands right now is what creates a lot of value. So we're focused on really being, you know, value creators in the space. Web3 and crypto is challenging to understand. Crypto custody is also challenging. Onboarding and off-ramping, for me to buy crypto right now, unless I'm using a centralized exchange, even that is somewhat difficult. But the most difficult one is consumer adoption. There's no single DeFi application out there right now. I mean, Binance is a centralized exchange, has about 150 million users. Mobile apps, all the centralized exchanges have tens of millions of users. But if you really, really look out there, there's not a single application on the App Store that's really, really focused on DeFi for consumers. So a solution to these 3 challenges is one of the projects that I helped create, co-founded, invested called Life.com. So what is life? Okay, what is life? Interesting story, interesting question. So life, the protocol, has many, many components. I like to call it a vertically integrated crypto DeFi ecosystem. So we have a permission layer 1 blockchain, which I can kind of get into a little bit more technical for you that are interested in what it is. We have a stable asset / stablecoin business called L3 Reserve, where we created L3 USD, which is a collateralized online stable through DeFi. But the biggest thing that we worked on, and it was interesting, I was with one of my friends, like, actually all my friends that are here, they're like, Harry, we love your project. We love the stuff we worked on. We made a ton of money with Phantom and Tomb. You're all welcome. But we don't understand how to buy the stuff. It's hard. Why can't I buy it on Binance? Why can't I buy it on... So you have people that are sitting there with 10, 20 grand that want to invest in your project. They want to buy, but they can't buy. And I'm thinking to myself, well, just buy USDT on Phantom, send it to Binance, then go and swap it on Life.com. And they're like, you lost me at the withdraw money to this part. So what we did from that experience, about a year and a half ago, we developed this mobile app. And we believe that the consumerization of DeFi is going to happen through mobile. So we built a consumer experience through web first so that people can see like the latest changes, but then there's a mobile app, and we're very, very proud, you know, we can kind of showcase the app today. But like I said, Apple's success as a company is the people that love their own software build their own hardware, but they build from the ground up. So we've taken a top-down and a bottom-up approach to kind of how we look at crypto and DeFi. So that's what life is. So as I said, this talk is about unlocking the potential of Web3. Well, a lot of people keep talking about, you know, Bitcoin mining. They talk about, you know, layer 1, layer 2 blockchains. It's all infrastructures. It's what I call the highways to nowhere, right? Everybody's building highways. but nobody's really building the cars that go on them. So I think that some of the keys to unlocking the potential of Web3, at least the ones that we're focused on, are very, very important in this space. Nobody's really addressing them, so we're kind of looking at them. And because it's very, very difficult to address these, this is why we're going after them. So we've identified 3 of the keys that we think will help unlock some of the potential of Web3 that you'll see in the next 24 to 48 months. These keys will help solve some of the challenges. They won't solve them all. But some of these keys will definitely help capture the value that crypto and blockchain provides. And you'll even be able to experience some of this today, because we've been working on this for the last year. So key number 1, the most difficult one, is consumer adoption. Bringing the ease of DeFi for consumers, all right? This is actually available today, though we're still working on a big part of it, which is right now you still have to back up your seed phrases. However, methods such as Apple's iCloud keychain, Google Smart Lock, multi-party computation from Fireblocks, and Web3 Auth, we're working with all of these. And our mobile app, you can actually see a little QR code. You can actually download the mobile app now. So ease of use. Imagine a mobile app every day that you can click on that shows you your yields. I can swap or leverage trade. I can lend or borrow, but I control my own money. It's not on any Binance. It's not on any OKX. It's on my wallet. I control it. No one else has access to it. And there's an NFT component that we've actually built in as well, so that there's ticketing. So in order to get access to our events, which we'll talk about later, we've built real utility into this. So the number 1 thing for consumer DeFi is adoption. Number 2, key number 2, what we've identified, some of our investors and partners, big in not just esports gaming, but also internet gambling, casino gaming. So what we realized was utility and adoption are absolutely critical for DeFi. Well, the internet gambling space is freaking huge, and it's only getting bigger. Some of the numbers, it's quite staggering to see what numbers are actually being shown. And we presented at SBC in Barcelona. It was a huge success through L3 Reserve. So L3 Reserve is kind of it's just a play on the Federal Reserve. It's actually, L3 Reserve is just the protocol that issues the L3 Reserve's stable asset. Part of what we're doing with iGaming is using a permission layer 1 infrastructure called LifeChain. So a permissioned infrastructure just means you can't run flash loans, you can't run, and not anybody can deploy smart contracts. It's very, very similar to like the Apple Developer Store. You have to submit your code and it gets reviewed before it actually gets deployed. So it's actually a very, very new innovation that no one else in crypto is really, really doing, because it goes against what permissionless blockchains do. Then Life is the gas token, L3USD is the stable asset. So this is some of the numbers. Why iGaming? Last year, they did 65 billion in transactions alone, and there's a few billion transacted every single day, and it's on Tron and USDT. And Tron and USDT weren't even built for this. So imagine, this is the market, one of the market segments we're entering, where LifeChain is going to be one of the protocols that's going to be used for the gaming industry, and L3USD will be used for payouts instead of USDT, or complementary. Our goal is not to replace, our goal is also to add, because we see that there's only 2 big stablecoins in the market, and it's systemic to only have 2 stablecoins in the market. So that's key number 2, why iGaming. Key number 3, entertainment. Why do we all make money? We all make money because we want to enjoy your life. You want to go out, you want to go to like the best sporting events, you want to go to the best music events. So we figured, why not? I'm doing that anyways. Why not incorporate that into the protocol, right? Consumer reach, influencers and branding, Formula 1, MotoGP, music, DJs, musicians. Music is the universal language. Everybody realizes this, but we all know how to receive. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I actually DJ. Interesting fact. So the last 12 to 16 months, we've been building the brand. Pierre Gasly is one of the people that we sponsor. He's a big life believer. Fabio Quartararo, same thing. Both Fabio is a world champion for MotoGP. So we believe, why not invest in the things that you love and are doing anyways, because they help build the brand of the business. And then Sasha, our friend here, he's a big reggaeton singer, and Barak, a big mainstream DJ. These guys are all supporters of life. Barak's going into space. He's going to be the first DJ to actually play in space, like 50,000 feet up, a 1-hour set. Just really, really cool stuff. So why is it important to have these people involved? Because, look at Look at Messi. All of these people have influence and reach, and these are the ones that are going to help really take blockchain to the next level with real consumer adoption. But even with consumer adoption, you need utility. So some of the fan tokens that the football clubs have done are very, very, very important. So I think music, sports is kind of like that next natural evolution. So in summary, what Life does is we're bringing all three of these keys under one ecosystem, such as consumer, DeFi, iGaming, and entertainment. That's what's really, really unique about the protocol itself. So our goal ultimately is to unify the experience through focusing on the consumer experience for DeFi. We're making DeFi easy for everyone to use. That means everybody in this room right now, you can go on, download the app, check it out. So what's the pitch? What's the opportunity? Well, join the family. Check it out. Just like when I told people to buy Bitcoin early on, whether you buy our protocol or you buy Bitcoin, at least be vested, take a look at it, explore, because this is where the market's going, right? So there's different ways that you can actually buy Life. You can scan this QR code, download, kind of check it out. You can buy it on Bitmart. That's an easy way, centralized exchange. Got to give option. But the real fun discovery place is to actually buy it through the Life wallet, because it's kind of like a game. You have to figure out, okay, I have to go here, I have to transfer money here, send it here. And you can start with $10, $5, $100, it doesn't matter. It's open to everybody. This is not only for high net worth investors. The beautiful thing about what we're doing with this project, we're really, really kind of helping democratize finance by letting anybody buy for any amount they want. However, I'm a hedge fund manager, and I know there's a lot of people that just don't want to be bothered with downloading the app, downloading the wallet, buying Life. So they'll say to me, hey, Harry, okay, fine, I'll just invest in your fund. So what's our fund? I have a discretionary Cayman Island fund. This is my 5th fund. 3 and 30 performance management. I don't post it here, but we charge 5 and 45 after like about 6 months. Blended mix of investment of Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoin, Life ecosystems, all coins risk adjusted. Minimum investment is $250,000 and 1 year lockup, 90-day redemption. And who am I? Like, who am I? Why am I here? So my name is Harry, Managing Director of Quantum Fintech Group, hedge fund manager since 2014 at the peak. Last year, managed over about $2 billion in assets. I had a really, really unique opportunity to invest in a project called Phantom and Tomb that a lot of people here in the UAE made a lot of money on. But I figured, you know what, this time around, let's create something together and build a fund and an entire ecosystem, like a microcosm of finance. So I'm happy to say I'm a founder of Life. One of my co-founders, Keen's also here, L3 Reserve and Quantum Fintech Group. I'm based in Abu Dhabi. I'm a local now. I've been here since 2017. So I'd like to thank Zach for putting on AIM Summit and Raha for giving me this last slot. I'd like to invite all of you actually to the Amazonico event so you can actually see how the consumer experience translates over from crypto to the real world, right? So we have this Enjoy Life event thing that we've been doing since last year. So if any of you that have been to Formula One, you've seen our yachts and the events that we put on. We just find that this is such a good way to bridge the traditional world with crypto and a good way of educating people. So even in Formula One in Monaco, in order to get access to our boat and even come on and have a drink and say hi, you had to download the app and you had to buy some Life. So it's just good user engagement. It's fun. You're all welcome to the AIM networking event. It starts probably in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Some good food. Amazonico goes till 9 o'clock. But the real party that you guys want to try to get access to, the one I'm DJing at midnight, is this one. All right. So this is one of our events, and this event, it's an interesting event because our friend Prince Marcus throws this crazy Halloween party. It's the craziest Halloween party. Like this year, they should have this party for a week. It should be a week-long party because the setup and the production, there's going to be a few thousand people. I think half of Dubai is going to be there. So if you can make it, try to get there. It's a secret location, if you can find it. And if you want to contact, you want to know a little bit more about us, about me, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, follow Life. And that's it. Thank you very much.